Hello, Cleary University students. Welcome to the course. This course is CCL 6007. The course is about organizational change and initiatives. You already know and understand why it is so important to learn about change because organizations consist of people. And people, we are as people, are very resistant to change. So, how to recognize the need for the change in the organization, how to prepare the transition from one state to another state to make the change irreversible. It is very important to know for you as emerging leaders that will bring this change, intentional change to organizations because the world around is changing constantly and rapidly. So in order to survive, we have to be flexible. We have to learn how to deal with obstacles, with the resistance, how to recognize and implement changes, and I believe that you enjoy learning about them, about these things, and also learning about yourself because we are, again, just people. So if we recognize the importance of change and if we ourselves learn how to overcome our internal boundaries and make changes in our worldview, it will help us to become better leaders for our organizations. Again, welcome to the class. We already know each other because we met in one of the previous class or classes, maybe. Let me share my screen with you to speak about the content and expectations for this course. In the course shell, you will find the document that is called Capstone Project Guidelines. And I do believe that you're already familiar with this document because you already started working on your capstone. So let me go to page 5, the capstone process, and see what we have here, where we are, because we want to be on the same page. So I do believe that you and I we're working together during this course, during the residency, and you presented your potential topic. Since that time, you may change your mind and change the topic. It depends how of your preferences and the data that would be available to you. So to change your topic is not very late, so you can do that because you already have the tools how to explore the topic, how to develop the explanation why you are interested in that topic, and you already took the course that is about where you learn about research methodology. So you started drafting your chapter 1, 2, and 3, which is called project proposal, research project proposal. That means that these 3 chapters must be approved by IRB, Institutional Review Board, to protect study participants, to ensure that you understand what you are doing, you understand the research methodology, and you understand every single element that you discuss, you write in your proposal, in your study. You understand your actions and the logic, how the study is built. So, in this course, during our course with me, you will complete your work on chapters 1 through 3, and it will be beyond the regular materials that you will explore and learn and work on in our course. So whatever you will learn during our course should be connected. I recommend try to connect to your study, try to apply to what you are going to research, because this will show the depth of your understanding, the research methodology and procedures, and also it will give you the wider context for your study. So again, chapter 1 through 3 will be completed during this course, and your goal is to be approved to start collecting data. Because I was serving as a IRB chair. IRB chair for several years when I was a full-time faculty for Spring Arbor University, and through my hands, more than 1,000 proposals went. I know how sometimes students are confused about what they do in terms of conducting research. So first of all, I would like to offer my expertise and my help in case you need it. And second, I would like to go through chapter 1 through 3 in general terms. I mean, through the explanation of the process of the content of those chapters to give you maybe better understanding of the logic. So chapter 1 is introductory chapter to your research. So in this chapter, you develop your statements, the purpose statement for your studies that you are planning to conduct. You describe the topic in broad terms, and then you narrow down to the issues that you want to explore. So this chapter can be called like problem statement, purpose statement. It can have different names instead of introduction. Actually, current APA style does not recommend to use the word introduction, but it suggests to be more specific what exactly goes to this introductory first chapter. So in this chapter, you formulate your research question. You ask yourself why, what you are doing, what you are going to explore. It is not about your study is not going to be quantitative study, statistical study. No, you're not going to test your hypothesis because it is statistical type of study. It is quantitative. Your study is going to be qualitative because you will collect your data through your observations, through interviews to explore the issue more in depth, the issue at your organization. So again, you're conducting qualitative study, and your research question is going to be what exactly you want to explore more in depth. Because when we explore an issue more in depth, we better understand it. We can provide better recommendations to this problem. You are not expected to solve the problem during the course of the study. No, you are learning research tools, and you're developing your personal skills in conducting research. I hope it makes sense. So then, chapter 2 is review of the literature. Sometimes students do not clearly understand why to review literature, why to bother ourselves with the different articles. If we know our topic, we won't jump and explore it. So the answer is we are not unique. The organizational issues are very similar across most of the organizations. And the topics that we chose to explore already was under investigation by other researchers. So we want to know what other researchers found about this topic, found about this issue. So the broad and also the narrow one. When we speak about the broad topic and research that was conducted to find, to explore the phenomena, it is more about conceptual, or we call it conceptual or theoretical framework. So when we speak about broad, a topic in the broad sense, broad terms. When we speak about more narrow issue, we are focusing on one thing that we are going to explore in depth. So unfortunately, sometimes students want to explore everything. Unfortunately, it is impossible. So we have to see a bigger picture, but we want to look at only one issue and explore this not on surface level, but we want to go deeper. We want to see where the problem is rooted, what causes the issue as an organization. So again, the broader literature will give you a theoretical framework. Normally, it is called theories. Sometimes students say, my theory. And I want to tell you that please don't use the word my theory. No, there is unless you are already published author and already conducted a lot of studies, it can be your theory. But because we are not at that point, so when we use the word theory, we refer to the published works that exist and available to the scholars, scientists, to the academic community, including you. And we are going to use those concepts, those theories to better understand what is going on in our organization, or create like umbrella or framework. And another thing, how to how to write reviews the literature, how to make it more effective, more meaningful for yourself and for those people who will review and read your capstone. Ask yourself what my study is about and give me like 5 or 6 or 7 key words. So my study is going to be about like, for example, education is a broader, like concept. My study is going to be about like, let's say, cultural change, culture, organizational culture. My study is going to be about like resistance to change. My study is going to be about very specifically maybe about turnover in my organization. Maybe we have this problem, or we are lacking teamwork in our organization. Maybe this is going to be my study about it. I go from the broader to more narrow concepts. So when you identify your 5, 6, 7 key concepts, key words, use those words to search the literature. Make sure that your literature is not very old, not older than like 10 years, because research is growing every day, and every day people conduct and publish a huge amount of studies. So we want to be more current. So this is about lit review. And when you write your lit review, organize them based on according to the concepts that you identify, those keywords. And you may like for example, one of the keyword is education. So what kind of education? So subsections can be like secondary education, K to 12 education, or vocational education, or higher education, whatever will go further. Okay, so jump to another page. Okay, so now, and so lit review again is important because we want to know what other researchers, other scholars already explored about our topic and about the issue at our organization. Then I will tell you more. When you will collect your data and analyze your data, identify your findings, it will be your chapter 4. Then you will discuss your data, and that chapter this is a part of this chapter, findings. So you will discuss your data, your findings, and you will connect to the literature review. So because you are you are a scholar, you are emerging researcher, you need to understand why we have those chapters, like findings, theoretical findings would be connected to your lit review, so you will contribute to the body of knowledge. So then you will develop your own understanding or your unique view of the issues at your organization, understanding, and then you will provide some recommendations. Okay, and then chapter 3, it is methodology. As I mentioned before, you are going to conduct qualitative study, and your data collection will be through observation, data analysis, secondary data analysis, and interviews. So it is my assumption that that you will choose these 3 main approaches, or at least some 2 out of the 3. So your observations is what you observed in your organization. You go there. So a different type of observation. Observation is a participant. Observation is observer, participant, participant, observer, pure participant, pure observer. So different roles for observer developed in the methodology, observation methodology. So observation, you try to look at your organization and describe what describe different things. It can be events, it can be activities, it can be people, it can be communication among people, it can be whatever we can observe. So it is about observation. And then if you need observation framework, let me know, I will share with you. Then secondary data analysis. What is the secondary? What is the primary data? Primary data is your observations and your interview. Primary data includes the data that we collect ourselves, that we as researchers collect. Secondary data is existing data. For example, your organization collects data on whatever, like how many meetings they have, what time, what kind of meetings, or turnover at your organization, or profit or loss, whatever. It is already existing data. It is called secondary data. I don't know if for your particular study you will need analysis of secondary data, or maybe not, depending on your study, on the purpose, on the research questions that you formulated for your study. But it is possible that you can use secondary data analysis. And interview is another methodology to collect data. You will identify people who must not influence each other, and you will conduct interviews with those people. You will protect the confidentiality of those people, because your study should not damage anything, should not bring any harm to the people at your organization. And overall, you as a researcher must understand this human participants, protection of human participants in research. So it will be your methodology. What kind of data you will collect, how specifically, how you will be collecting your data. If you use observations, you have to discuss how many observations you are going to conduct. What kind of observations, what role as observer you will have. If you conduct interviews, what kind of people at your organization you will interview, what kind of settings for interview you will set up to protect, to create safe environment for your interview. Will you audio record your interview or not? How you will transcribe? Will you transcribe if it is recorded? Will you take notes during the interview? So how long the interview is going to be? So all these things must be discussed in chapter 3. So, and after you complete all these 3 chapters, and they will be approved by Clary University IRB person, chair, so you will be free to start your data collection. You should not collect data ahead of time. You do your personal observations. You have your experience working at your organization, because it is more likely that you conduct your study at your own organization, and we understand that. But it is not your formal research. Okay, so formal research will start, and formal data data collection will start after you get approval from IRB. So this is about your capstone portion for this course. And now I would like to go back to go to our course shell and speak a little bit about what is expected for week 1. For week 1, you are expected to complete several activities. The first one is a discussion. For this discussion, I would like you to discuss what kind of work you already completed for your capstone. So here there are some questions that I would like you to address. So please share with me and help me to better understand where you are in your capstone, so I can be more helpful to you. And it will also help you to kind of put together, reflect on what you have already completed. So the next activity is assignment, so paper. You are asked to address these questions in this paper based on the exercise 1.1 in the textbook on page 26. So here you can find the textbook, and you will write 4 to 5 AP of formatted paper. So here I wrote, please remember that all papers for this course must be written in AP. It is a opportunity for you to practice, to polish your AP skills. AP requires attention to details, and it is a very good activity to develop our skills, to recognize the minor things that normally people ignore. So then we will transfer this skill, attention to details, to our organizational observations, so we can learn how to see more things in the organization, what is going on, those things that many people do not want to see or just don't notice. So, okay, please make sure that every your paper has introductory paragraph where you clearly describes the purpose for your paper, or what you are going to discuss in this paper. It is very important to have beginning and conclusion. So in the body of the paper, you will address these questions. It is not necessary to use these questions as a titles or subtitles. You can reframe them. I actually suggest to you to make these questions as a statements, as a titles, subtitles. It will be more AP style. And in the conclusion it is a brief summary of your paper, and also it can include recommendations, which is very important, like why we conduct analysis. We want to provide either recommendations or maybe lessons that we learned from our analysis that we conducted. Okay, so and the last assignment for this course is a step plan form. So step plan form is a form that asks you about your plan for capstone. So because you are working on your capstone, at the same time while you're working on your course materials, we want to have your plan for 8 weeks for the entire course. Please make sure that you think about what you are going to do, what is important for you to do for this 8 weeks with me, and I can be helpful. Please use my resource, use my expertise and my experience to develop your capstone project. Okay, I think that's it for right now. I wish, let me stop share. I wish you to be excited about what you learn. I wish you to appreciate the challenges in you learning. I wish you to just enjoy what you are doing. And of course, stay safe. And I hope that everything goes well in your families, in your life. Okay, take care. Bye bye.